You are now listening to the Checkmate Arcade Podcast, episode 231, recorded on May 3rd, 2017. Brought to you by Frigid Blast Studios. Welcome to the Checkmate Arcade Podcast, your home for quarter-munching fun. And I am your tabletop player for the evening. My name is Stephen Boss, the Dark Boss Man.
Sam, all my emails are read. No, Sam, I don't have unread emails. Do I have to patch you again, Sam? Because you've been messed up ever since this last one. I'm
okay,
MSU.
Ryder.
I'm
don't need
MSU.
to patch me.
Yes, there is. I'm MSU Hitman Jason Billingsley.
Oh, why would I need to be patched, Mr. Ryder? Or Mrs. Ryder?
Yes, it's Miss Ryder. Thank you.
No, I'm fine. There's no need to patch me. I'm good. Please, I'll be good now.
Sure you are. You're gonna. Oh, and also, Sam, I don't need to be alerted on the state of the environment every single time I step out of the vehicle.
But how will you know? If I don't alert you, how will you know there's danger?
I have sensors.
But they're not as good as mine.
Reminders every now and then are fine, but every single time, the first time I get into the vehicle or get out of the vehicle, it's okay.
But I must keep you safe. You're the only way I can learn things. And if you can't tell, this is Mass Effect Andromeda we're talking about.
Yes. Which has taken up the vast majority of my time.
And so far, 0 of my time because I'm waiting for all the patches.
To be fair, the current patch that it's on, the game is improved from where it was at the beginning. It is still not great, but it is still not. I mean, it is playable. It is fine. Just make sure you have a lot of saves. And I have one side quest that's just completely bugged out, and I don't know how we're supposed to report bugs to BioWare anymore because there's no damn forums. So what do I send?
Maybe the Twitter?
I guess they seem how did Reddit become like the end all be all? Like, some of us don't like Reddit and don't go there, but it's like, well, if you just don't go on Reddit, well, you just don't exist. Your opinion doesn't even matter if you're not on Reddit.
I have a feeling they're paying attention to their Twitter account. You'll probably at least get the message to them.
No, I sent a thing to him. It's like, hey, how do I report a quest bug to you guys since you have no forums anymore and I don't do Reddit and I can't get a NeoGAF account and never got a reply.
You're not using that email I set up for you?
What email?
Okay, well, remember at the website I own, frigidblast.com, I set up an email for you like 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
No.
Like that. So I've been paying for you to have it, and
what?
You haven't been using it?
I have not been aware of this.
Yeah, I sent you a message through Facebook Messenger a long time ago. I'll dig up all the information and send it to you again.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that counts, or that would count, I think.
Yeah, it would count for NeoGAF.
Yeah. So there you go. Now you got your way in.
Well, yeah, to apply.
Yeah.
And then wait 6 months. But it's
Yeah,
better
who
than
knows?
where I was at.
Yeah. All right. So, it's been a while. How you been?
Pretty good, pretty good. I am not flooded. I am not in the flood zone of St. Louis area right now, although I could drive 10 minutes and be in it.
See, it's things have been a little rough weather-wise, huh?
You my second job is totally isolated. It's totally in the flood zone. So I was not able to work it last night, and I probably won't be able to work it tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I mean, everything's going to be stuff we're going to talk about later in terms of, PAX and Magic. I did the biggest GameStop trade I ever did that doesn't involve a system.
Oh, yeah, you posted about that one on Facebook.
Yep.
So, did you eventually figure out what you were going to do with it, or?
Well, I am trying to see if I can. So it's one of three things. I mean, two of them are video game related. The third is I could just use the credit to buy a Southwest gift card. There is a week or nearly week long set of Magic tournaments, Grand Prix happening in Vegas in mid-June.
Okay.
And the amount of credit I have would pretty much make the flight free if I get it booked soon. Although it would involve some weird times coming back, but I would have it covered. The issue is I need a place to stay.
Right.
I need to, share a hotel with someone. And then I also need to come up with the tournament entry fees, which would be for the grand experience package would run $350.
It's not too much, especially for a week-long thing.
Well, it's like it would be like the tournaments run Thursday. The main event tournaments run Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, okay, so it's a 4-day thing. All right.
Well, they have stuff on Wednesday. They have preliminary stuff. The actual event takes place from Wednesday through Sunday. But
Okay,
the main stuff that it's all side event stuff, and different things on Wednesday. There's a Legacy Grand Prix Thursday, Friday. There's a limited Grand Prix Friday, Saturday, and then there's a modern Grand Prix Saturday, Sunday. I mean, you have to qualify for day 2, for those others.
Right.
You have to finish 6, each day 1 of a Grand Prix is 9 rounds. You have to go 6 and 3 to get to day 2.
Okay. So the problem is the combined cost of lodging and the entry fee?
Well, yeah, I mean, the lodging isn't as big of an issue. It's, selling enough stuff to get the $350.
Right.
So I'll include a link in the show notes here. And I am copying for Steven right now.
Okay.
But yeah, the Grandmaster package is $320. It gets you entry into all 3 Grand Prix. And it also gets you a pack of Modern Masters. It gets you a $10 Modern Masters pack, and it gets you free, let's see here. It gets you another free playmat, and then it gets you free entry into 3 bonus events that have a higher side event payout and more GP promos.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say entry to just the 3 plus a pack of cards plus the playmat. I don't know. That doesn't sound like enough for 300. But the extra bonuses plus the payouts, all right. That's starting to be worth it.
Well, each Grand Prix costs $90 by itself.
Oh.
So $50 more, 90 times 3 is 270. 320 gets you an extra playmat, an extra $10 MSRP pack, and 3 extra tournaments that are basically free rolls.
Right.
With increased side event prize pools.
Well, if you placed in the money, that would be worth it.
Well, I mean, I would just, the first Grand Prix is Legacy, and I would just, if I won one match in Legacy, I would be like, whoop-de-doo, I won! I mean, I did alright in the Legacy tournament. I did play in a Legacy tournament, since I have a Legacy deck now. I have Burn.
Right.
So, Burn's Burn. I mean, it can squeak out some wins, but I don't think I'm going to day 2 a Grand Prix with Burn.
Yeah, you never know. Depends on what you get matched up against.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since you're so eager to talk Magic, how about we talk about what we've been playing? All right. So, what you been playing Magic-wise?
Well, since we came back from PAX, 2 Magic sets have come out. One, the supplementary one, the aforementioned Modern Masters 2017. This is they've done these every couple of years where they take the sets that are in Modern and they reprint a bunch of cards from them. This one has the newest cards, so a lot of the cards from this one are from when I first started. There's a lot of RTR and Gate Crash and Shards of Alara and stuff, and there's still some of the older stuff as well that's highly valuable. There's also Innistrad, which I didn't get to play, that block as well. So that's my favorite of the Modern Masters sets because I actually recognize most of the cards.
Yeah.
And I know what they do and stuff. And it's a pretty fun draft format. Every time I've drafted it, I've done pretty well. I've finished like second. I've always placed every time. I've gone 2-1 in every Modern Masters draft I did, but because the packs are so expensive, I mean, they're $10 packs.
Yeah.
So, I've only gotten to draft it 2 or 3 times. No, 3 times. 3 times. I got to draft it 3 times.
Yeah.
And I went 2-1, or 2-1, 2-1, 2-0-1 in my 3 drafts. So.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. And then just this last week, last couple of weeks, we've had the Amonkhet pre-release and the Amonkhet draft weekend for release. So Amonkhet is the new actual regular standard set. It's the first time there has been an Egyptian themed set in Magic. So we've got mummies and cartouches, which are medals, and I mean everything's storyline wise, the Gatewatch have gone to figure out what Nicol Bolas has been planning. Why was he doing all this stuff on Kaladesh? And they have gone to the plane of Amonkhet, which is his home plane now that he created himself.
Yeah, he's pretty powerful, wasn't he?
Yes. I mean, not quite as the Planeswalkers used to be much more powerful before they became actual cards. I mean, storyline wise, back in the day, they were uber powerful, but they powered them down. But in terms of power, I mean, himself and Liliana are probably 2 of the most powerful ones of the ones left. But he still had enough power to create a plane, like I say, Egyptian themed, where he is the god of the plane. But not only that, but the 5 virtues of the plane are all represented by their own individual gods. So this is the return of god cards in Magic.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Well, while you may be making a Yu-Gi-Oh reference, which is the obvious joke to make, 3.5 years ago, there were god cards introduced in Magic in the Theros block, which was Greek themed. These gods are different though. The Greek gods were all enchantments that you had to fill a certain requirement for them to become creatures.
Okay.
Because the Amonkhet gods walk among the standard citizens and interact with them, they are already creatures when they enter. They're still indestructible, but they cannot attack or block unless you fill their certain conditions.
Okay. And they're pretty powerful?
Yeah. I mean, to varying degrees. Yes, they're all like 3 or 4 costed, like 5/5s or 5/4s or 3/6 double strikes or, yeah, I mean, they're powerful. If you get one in a draft or a sealed event, you probably need to build around it. If at all possible.
Right.
Because they're really good. And the only way you can take care of them is to exile them. Because they can't be destroyed.
Right, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So in terms of the pre-release, because of work schedule, I was only able to go to the main one at the midnight at my normal store. And I finished in second place, but I was 1 card, 1 draw step away by my opponent from winning it outright.
Oh.
What happened? A card. Now, to be fair, he had me down to my last draw, and I drew a card that turned the tide. And then I had the advantage, and then I was pressing the advantage, and then I was 1 turn away from winning, where he drew the card he needed to beat me, because we were both down to 3 life each. I was going to make the kill next turn. And there's a reprint of a card that hasn't been printed in like 7 years. There's a red instant called Fling.
Oh, yeah. That's the one where you have to sacrifice your own creature.
Yes. And throw the power in terms of damage at opponent or another creature.
And he top decked it?
Yes. One of his 2 copies.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was lucky for him. Jeez.
Yeah, because the reason it was going to be kill next turn was because I had a creature that was 7/8 with trample and hexproof.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, still you got second.
Yep, got second. I think I got 9 packs.
Yeah, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of wanted, if I had finished first, I probably would have taken the credit because, I never buy boxes, but with that much credit, I would have, because there is a I probably won't be able to afford the commander set now if I try to do this thing with, the
Vegas GP.
With the Vegas GP, I won't be able to afford this because there's like $150 commander set that comes out in June. And it's a reprint of 4 commander decks. 2 of them are from a couple years ago. One of them is one of the original ones that to buy by itself sealed now costs like $150.
Oof.
So it's basically buying this one that's old and highly sought after and getting the other 3 free.
Yeah.
But if I do this Vegas thing, there's no way I can afford to do both.
Yeah. I mean, if it's going to put such a strain on your finances, maybe hold off.
Well, I've just got to see where I'm at. I've been selling I've sold some stuff on Amazon this week. So that's some extra money. And then I've got to put some stuff on eBay. Like I pulled a Gideon from the new set. I need to put that on eBay.
Okay.
That was in a prize pack from the other night. And I've still got some Witcher. The Gwent decks are all out of print. I've got some extras I need to sell. I need to sell that Witcher pin from PAX East 2016 that there's only 1,000 of in existence. That's
right.
Uber collectible for PAX pin people.
Yes, the penny arcade people.
Yeah. So, let's see here. I mean, that's roughly it, magic wise. I mean, I got Legacy done. I broke down. There was a Legacy tournament one Saturday at my, main store, and I had to break down like, okay, what cards am I missing? I was only missing, a handful of cheap ones. So, I was able to acquire those, and now I have Legacy. Now, I mean, my Legacy and Modern decks share a lot of the same cards, so I have to kind of swap back and forth. The goal eventually is to get new copies of those cards. That way I don't have to swap.
Right.
But that will take a while.
Okay. So you've been pretty busy with Magic then.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah. That's that and a particular game on Xbox have taken up the most of my time since PAX East.
Yeah, I can tell from your intro. So speaking of CCGs, yeah, I went back and started playing Hearthstone again a little bit. They just had their new expansion come out recently.
Yeah.
It's dinosaur themed.
Okay.
It's been pretty fun. They added a new keyword called what was it? Evolve. That just basically means you get to choose one of 3 traits. So it'll either, and it's a random set of 3.
Okay. Sorry to break in. I need to say something here.
What?
Evolve was a mechanic in Magic. From when I first started.
It might not be exactly called Evolve. That might not be exactly what it's called. That's just what it is, essentially.
Okay, because as someone that never heard of, growing up in rural Southern Illinois,
Wait, that's right. It's called Adapt.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Took me a minute to remember what the hell it's called.
No, that's fine, because it was like, Wizards sued Konami, and we had to go from Magic cards and Yu-Gi-Oh to spell cards. And everything in Versus was not the stack, it was the chain. Remember, Versus was the chain.
Yeah.
It was not the stack.
Well, I mean, it made more sense to go with something called the chain because it was a chain of events.
Well, stack but the reason was that they called it they had to call it something not the stack because then Wizards would sue. So, okay, it's Adapt. Okay. I was like, okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, so you get 3 random choices to pick from, and it'll be like +1/+1. Your creature gets a shield, which means it has 1 free hit of any amount of damage, or it'll have a large boost to its health. You could give it like keywords like taunt, so that way it has to be the one that gets targeted and stuff like that. So it's a random set of 3. And it can be any of the ones that they've chosen to put in the adapt pool. And it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. They've got a couple promotions going on where if you come back to Hearthstone, you'll actually get a ton of packs, that was kind of fun. Because I was able to open up a ton of packs right away. I didn't really get too much that I didn't already have, but that's because I was playing the game a lot way back. So, if you're a new player, that might be time to, or a very, very lapsed player, maybe it's time to check in and just see if things have changed enough that would make you want to stick around. But yeah, continues to be real fun. And I'm pretty sure you've been playing another digital card game.
Well, I did play the story mode for Magic Duels.
See? Like those transitions?
Yeah.
I'll get my transition mojo back.
And it's interesting with this one. This is the first time that, even though there is a story that, the Magic story has been following the Gatewatch for the last, year plus.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time in Magic Duels that the story has not focused on the Planeswalkers.
Right. Yeah.
It focuses on one of the legendary creatures in the set, as this Minotaur is trying to do the 5 trials. See, the whole thing with Amonkhet is, and how Nicol Bolas kind of brainwashes everybody. There's these 5 trials. You're supposed to strive to finish the 5 trials of the Feral God. And if you finish all 5 trials, you'll be granted bounties in your next life.
Huh.
You will ascend to a higher calling.
So feeding Nicol Bolas would be my guess.
We don't know for sure. We haven't gotten that far yet, but
that's my guess.
Yeah. Becoming some type of flacky for Nicol Bolas is my thought. Yes.
Or giving up your power for him.
Yes. I would, like I said, we haven't gotten that far yet.
Right.
But,
just a hunch.
Yeah. But, so in the actual Magic story, Gideon is trying to do the 5 trials.
Right.
Whereas, everybody else is just trying to do reconnaissance. Liliana is getting led around on a cart carried by her slave zombies, being fed grapes by them. That's literally the card art.
Okay.
But
yeah, they have some fun with their card art.
Yeah. Well, especially Liliana. There's two female cosplayers that specialize in, one specializes in her, she does a lot. She has a lot of costumes, but her core ones are Chandra and Liliana.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another one that is does Nahiri and Nissa.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah. So they've had a lot of. The professor from Tolarian Community College has them on his videos a lot, and it's always good times.
Okay.
But yeah, so they have some fun with the stories are really good. If you want to actually, the Wizard's site is terrible. It's terrible trying to find anything on it. Like, Wizards is so weird. It's like, what if an incompetent company just had a game that was so good, even though they were incompetent. It's a lot like Upper Deck. They were so incompetent, but the game carried it. So
yeah,
it's like a slightly better version of Upper Deck, except there's more money behind it, and there's not, there's not Hasbro people making, what happened with Upper Deck, of course, is Upper Deck Entertainment was its own company. Then Upper Deck, corporate people are like, oh, these Yu-Gi-Oh cards are worth money. Let's just make some extra copies and then sell them ourselves. And then Konami sued, and then all the pro teams started abandoning Upper Deck, and the rest is history.
Yeah, well, so Yu-Gi-Oh still is actually going strong.
How I don't know. It's not.
Yeah,
Let's not get. Oh God, let's not get down that road. But
a lot of people that I know still play it. They still go to tournaments.
Yeah.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't know.
But anyway, so it's like a slightly more competent Upper Deck, but still like just Watsy. It's like the Jim Sterling thing. It's like, oh, Ubisoft, and then he does something ripping on Ubisoft. My version would be, oh, Watsy. That's
Okay.
Wizards of the Coast.
Oh,
if you pronounce
right, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, but so played Amonkhet. I've not played Scott since he has an Xbox One now.
I don't know if he downloaded the.
Yeah, he did.
He did? Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if he got that version.
Yeah. That does kind of stink that one, it's still not on PS4, and two, that there's not cross play,
At least cross account access to it in some way.
Yeah.
No, that would be nice because he played a lot of it on the PC.
Yeah.
All
right.
I guess he's pretty much in the same boat that I am on Xbox One then.
Yeah.
At least for Magic Duels.
All right. So I'll mention this real quick.
Okay.
On the way to PAX, I played some Dragon Quest VIII.
Okay.
That cart, I don't know if it still has it, but that cart I guess it's not been taken out of my 3DS. So that cart / my 3DS has, Dan Reichert's DNA.
Oh, we can discuss that part once we get to the PAX section.
Yeah. But I did,
oh boy.
Yeah, so I did play Dragon Quest a bit. I got past the third boss. I grinded and got past the third boss, which the FAQ I was following on Game FAQs is like, yeah, this boss is really overpowered for this early in the game and it sucks. Do these things and may the RNG god be with you. Which is pretty much what happened because it took me like 5 attempts to beat him.
Right. Okay.
And then the guide was like, okay, so now you can make your own items. Okay, if you do all these steps, you can get 1 million gold right now. And I was like, okay, I'm exaggerating. It's not like 1 million, but you could get like 100,000 gold. And I was like, okay, I'm not doing that right now. And I haven't had time to pick it back up.
I mean, you could always not follow the guide and do your own thing.
Well, no, because this is Dragon Quest and it's all about grind. You have to grind and keep grinding. And when you don't think you've grinded enough, you need to grind some more before you can progress.
All right. Just trying to get you to stop following the guide for a little bit.
Dragon Quest doesn't allow that.
All right. Fine.
So
from one fantasy to another?
Yeah.
While I was at PAX, I played a bunch of Fire Emblem Fates Birthright as well. And since I came back, I played it maybe like 1 or 2 nights and haven't touched it much in the past month. Yeah, it's I'm up to chapter 13 now. 1 more chapter and I'm halfway.
So you finally went somewhere and saw, because I told you it was like 26 whatever.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure the chapter that I wrote down actually was the chapter that I was on. And yeah, I had just finished chapter 13. I attempted to do chapter 14, but got myself into a situation where a bunch of my characters were not quite as powerful as I would have liked. So I was like, okay, let me go back to the open world map, do a few of the side quest fights, and then see if I have enough to level up from those. So hopefully that was enough. Otherwise, I gotta spend a little bit of my gold on a new side fight. But yeah, it doesn't hold the same sway that Awakening did. I don't know. It's just not catching me.
I don't know. I enjoyed my time with Birthright. I mean, I do like Awakening better, but I mean, it was fine.
I think it's just the story is just not catching me as much as Awakenings did. I don't know why. On the surface, it seems like it should.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is, I mean, the game is just really weird. It's just like Nintendo, wanting to capitalize on what they had, and they got this famous writer in Japan and wrote so much story, they split it into 3 games, and
which was a really dumb thing to do in the first place.
They made money,
I mean, considering what you told me before the show about there being some other force at work, makes me think that, the third actual story, what was it, Revelations?
Revelation, singular.
Revelation. It seems like that should have been the storyline the entire time.
Well, the problem is then you don't get as well versed in the characters. Like, there's not as much character development in that because it assumes that you have played one, if not both of the stories. So it's more of, hey, I know I sound like an idiot, but there's something else going on here. I can't talk about it for spoiler reasons or storyline reasons, but just trust me and just come with me and, abandon, everything that you know and just trust me and follow me and everything will be all right.
Yeah.
There are some storyline things I don't want to get into, but
yeah, I just, that story, just does not do it for me. So I think once I finish Birthright, that'll be the end of that. I will not go back and buy Revelation. So I'll just have to have a talk with you and you'll tell me all the differences.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm only like a third to a half through Revelation. I haven't played the game in like a year, so.
Right. Oh, God, that's right. It did come out last year.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta get rid of this. I gotta get through this story just so I can get to Pokemon, because I really...
Well,
I want to play Pokemon so bad.
But Steven, there's a new Fire Emblem in 2 weeks.
Yes, well, that one can wait. I'll buy it, but it can wait. I thought I was getting another Awakening when I got Birthright. So that's why I was so jonesed and ready to go. Turns out I was slightly wrong.
But I am the only person at my GameStop that got the limited edition.
Yeah. I was also kind of annoyed that I couldn't get the limited edition.
Oh, well, don't worry because there's $45 worth of DLC and a season pass for the game.
Yeah.
That came out today.
Well, for Echoes, yeah.
Right. That's
the new game.
Yes, the new game. Well, there were 2 season passes for Fates.
Fates, yeah, I know.
There was one for 20 and like one for 12. I got the first season pass and haven't touched it. And then there's the second one.
I just don't know that the kids coming from this separate realm makes as much sense in Fates as it did in Awakening.
Yeah, it's weird.
It just doesn't make as much sense.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, we had it. Well, yeah, we can't really say. Yeah, the storyline, the way they explain that's kind of.
It's just, yeah.
It's magic.
Not every game needs to have the kids of the protagonists. That doesn't make it better.
Well, you won't have to worry about it with this one with Echoes, because this is a remake of the second game, in the entire series, from the Famicom.
Yeah.
Before all this type of stuff was a thing.
Well, we'll see what's in that expansion.
No, they've already said the DLC.
Oh.
Yeah, they
What
described.
they decide to put in it?
Oh, hold on. I'd have to.
Well, all right. Well, while you're looking for that, I did play some Fire Emblem Heroes as well on my tablet. I finally got through all the story missions, and that new story mission, which they released just recently.
Now that's one I haven't touched in a while.
I at least start it up every day to get my free orbs so I can summon people. I have the Corrin sword user now. And he's gold star. He's 5-star.
All right, I'm ready whenever.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so
I don't really have much else to say about Heroes because it is what it is.
So there are 5 packs to the season pass.
Okay.
So it's divided by 5. It's $45 for the pass, whereas if you bought all the packs individually, 8 plus 10 is 18, plus 15 is 33, plus 13 is 46, plus 6 is 52. So it's a $7 savings.
Wow. Such savings. Much wow.
All right, so the first pack comes out the same day as the game. It's basically weekly things. So the first pack comes out the day of the game. It's the Fledgling Warriors pack, 3 pieces. Ideal for early to mid-game adventurers, this pack includes a new dungeon, the Astral Temple, and 2 new maps, great for gaining more items, money, and experience. The second and third packs come out a week later. The first one's $10, 3 pieces. In addition to a new dungeon, the Inner Sanctum, this pack also includes 2 challenging new maps that stronger, more seasoned heroes will want to tackle. And then the $15 10-piece pack, Lost Altars. The mysterious dungeons included in this pack hold the power to upgrade characters to exclusive classes that don't appear in the main game. And then the fourth pack is 4 pieces on a week later, June 1st, for $13. Discover the previously untold history of Valentia in this prologue pack, complete with new story content and additional voice acting that details the rise of the Deliverance in Zofia. This collection of challenging maps includes new support conversations between selected heroes, as well as the ability to take command of a character players won't be able to control in the main game. And then DLC Pack 5 is $6, 2 pieces, and they say more info later.
Okay, at least it's not the kids.
Yeah, no kids.
That's what I was afraid of. Like, oh, they're going to do that same thing again, aren't they?
No kids.
Okay. That's something. But, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and of course I'm getting the amiibo. Of course. Oh, yeah, by the way,
of course,
there's stuff.
There's amiibo.
Because there's stuff attached to every Fire Emblem amiibo, including the new ones. So,
yeah.
There's stuff attached to those amiibos. And amiibos are getting scarce again, especially when it pertains to Zelda.
Huh. Well, I mean, Zelda amiibos, they just look good.
Every single amiibo that's attached to the Zelda franchise is out of print in insane amounts of money.
Probably because of Breath of the Wild?
Right. Okay, I'm sorry. So the Bobokin, the little goblin thing, that's not out of print.
Bokoblin.
Yeah. That's not out of print. But let's say...
Well, I mean, is that a main Zelda character?
Well...
It is not.
No, but... Okay, for example, Zelda Breath of the Wild version goes for about $58 shipped.
Jeez.
The Link Archer from Breath of the Wild goes for about $34. These are all used, by the way. These are not sealed prices.
Right.
The Rider Breath of the Wild version goes for about $24. The Guardian goes for about $76.
Yeah, that thing's really big, isn't it?
Yeah. The Zelda from Smash Brothers goes for $44. 8-bit Link goes for $34. Or, I'm sorry, Zelda's $44. 8-bit Link's $34. Ocarina of Time Link is $86. Wolf Link's $37.
Oh, jeez.
Well, there's one for $37, there's one for $26, so I don't know. Oh, that's the Japanese model, excuse me.
Oh, boy.
I
get the picture.
Yeah. The Toon Link Zelda 2-pack from last Christmas is about $90.
Ugh. Ay. Okay.
The reason,
you made your point.
All right. The reason I bring this up is because there are new Zelda amiibos coming out in addition to the final 3 Smash ones.
Okay.
The Zelda ones are tied to Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and Majora's Mask. As I said, we've already had the Ocarina of Time one. Each one of those is exclusive to a different retailer.
Okay, why?
Because Nintendo.
Yeah, point taken.
And the first one revealed was the Twilight Princess Link, which was exclusive to GameStop, and it sold out within a weekend. Then next, today, was the Majora's Mask, which had long been rumored and confirmed to be Best Buy exclusive. It sold out in an hour.
Ugh, jeez.
And we are still waiting on the Skyward Sword Link, which is exclusive to Amazon.
I know you can't see me, but I'm rolling my eyes at this. This is ridiculous.
It gets better. It gets better. Keep rolling. So remember I mentioned the last 3 Smash amiibo? Cloud, Bayonetta, and Corrin?
Right.
So guess what? There's the normal versions of them, and then there are the Player 2 variants. So for example, Cloud. Normal Cloud is Cloud from 7, whereas the Player 2 variant is Cloud from Kingdom Hearts. Bayonetta is, normal Bayonetta 1, and the Player 2 version is Bayonetta 2 outfit. And then Corrin is male Corrin, and the Player 2 version is the female Corrin.
I mean, that one makes 100% sense. Bayonetta kind of makes a little bit of sense. The Cloud one is just like, why?
Because those Player 2 variants are also all retailer exclusive. Cloud to GameStop sold out. Bayonetta to Best Buy, as of recording right now, still not sold out yet, but your mileage may vary by the time this airs. And Corrin is, again, Amazon, which has not put her up for pre-order yet.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Nintendo. So you hear about that 2DS that they announced?
Yeah, the 2DS XL, the new 2DS XL, excuse me.
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
The DS Lite. Style-wise, it just looks like it.
Okay. It just looks like a 3DS XL to me.
Well, not exactly, because it looks like it's got the full clamshell as opposed to the slightly open clamshell.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Jose from IGN talked about that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It looks like it seals much better.
Yeah,
to keep the screens
totally right.
Nice and crisp.
Yep, you're totally right.
As opposed to the normal one.
Yep, you're totally right.
I kind of like how it looks.
Well, we'll see if we ever get any variants of it.
Yeah.
So far,
I mean, even the standard one looks pretty good.
Yeah, but I have one of the Zelda ones that according to that girl on YouTube has the best quality screens of any of the 3DSs. So
okay,
I'll have to find the video. It'll take me a while to find. There's a video on YouTube where this female tech reviewer on YouTube went through 9 3DSs and explains how like none of them have the high quality screens on the top and bottom except for the Hyrule Warriors edition that was exclusive to GameStop in, I guess that would have been Christmas 2015.
Sure. All right. So was she also comparing like 2DS version as well?
No, just the 3DS XLs, new 3DS XLs. I think she mentions the 2DS ones are all like both the lower quality. There's 2 versions to the screens on 2DSs and 3DSs. And on 2DSs, I think she said that they're all the lower quality. Whereas on the 3DS ones, like the top one will be the higher quality and the lower will be the bottom will be the lower quality or vice versa. I mean, she goes into the weeds a bit with it, but it's an interesting video nonetheless.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you can find it, I'll edit the show notes as well.
I just have to go through my YouTube history. I don't want to do that right now.
Right, yeah. Sure. Not sure which game you want to talk about next.
Well, let's go
after talking about Fire Emblem.
Well, let's go with the game. Let's go with the previous version of the game that comes out 3 days earlier, or that comes out the same week as Fire Emblem. New one.
Okay.
Injustice. I beat the story mode for Injustice Gods Among Us on PS4.
Okay, all right. How was the story?
It was good. It was short. Like, I mean, not short for a post Mortal Kombat 9 NetherRealm story. It seems shorter than Mortal Kombat 10 and 9.
How short are we talking?
I did it in one night.
So, like 4 hours?
4 or 5.
3 hours?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 hours, yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's better than what Capcom does.
Well, yeah.
So I can't fault them for that.
No, I was just surprised that I was able to get through it in one session. And, it wasn't super hard either. I mean, the hard fights when you were playing the mirror matches, and, I mean, it's not a huge spoiler since that's what the whole game's about, but obviously Superman's the last fight. And that one was a little difficult, but it was nowhere near like Shao Kahn Mortal Kombat 9, you know, or even the end boss of Mortal Kombat 10. I mean,
okay. Well, I mean, they have to stick with the power sets for each of the actual characters, so they can't go too crazy.
Well, right, but like with the end of Mortal Kombat 9, Shao Kahn was not a playable character. So they could up his power level a bit, whereas Shinnok and Superman are playable characters in Injustice and Mortal Kombat X. So.
Right. So, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. There's a thing that's a little annoying. Injustice on PS4 is one of the few PS4 fighting games, Dead or Alive 4 is the only other one I know of, that does not allow the use of PS3 sticks.
Huh.
I forget the name of the company, the Skullgirls people.
Yeah, I don't remember their name, but yeah, I know who they are.
One of their devs made a driver that allows PS3 sticks to work on PS4 games. And pretty much every PS4 fighting game universally has had this patch put in. Like, for example, Mortal Kombat 10 has it in there. But he developed this right around when Injustice came out on PS4, and NetherRealm never put it in. even though it's in Mortal Kombat. Like, it's.
I mean, considering it is a bit of an older game at the moment.
Yeah.
They're obviously probably focusing way more on all their other games at the moment.
Yeah, and they don't want to pay to patch just that in, so
Yeah.
I had gotten a PS4 fight pad, and I really don't like it. It's from PDP, I really don't like it. If Injustice 2 uses, the PS4 stick, then I'm selling this fight pad.
Right.
Or PS3 stick. It's just really annoying because I have the actual Injustice PS3 fight stick from their collector's edition from last time that GameStop cleared out for like $35, like in 2013. So that's been like the best investment I ever made, because it was before I was like, well, I'll buy this PS3 fight stick. That way if I play a PS3 fighting game, sure, I have one.
Yeah.
Not knowing that Xbox was going to, this is before DRM Gate and everything else with Xbox. Like, this was bought before that. So this $35 investment has been great because Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, I can hook up my PS3 fight stick and
Yeah.
Not helping Mad Cats because I didn't buy a $230 Mad Cat stick, but.
Yeah, well, Mad Catz was having other troubles.
Yeah, going all in on Rock Band. Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been a mistake.
But anyway, so yeah, Injustice Gods Among Us. I'm excited for the new one. I've got the Ultimate Edition paid off, and it seems like this time, even though I'm getting the Ultimate Edition, maybe I won't have to rebuy. Because they always, with Mortal Kombat and with the original Injustice, they had the Ultimate Editions or Mortal Kombat XL, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But since this Ultimate Edition comes with 9 DLC characters, and generally that's about how many they put out before they put out a new collection. Because, they did 2 packs on Injustice 1 and 2 packs on Mortal Kombat X. And then they did, their Ultimate Edition whatever for both games. I'm hoping that all 9 characters, basically I can have this Ultimate Edition of the game. I own all the extra characters, and I won't have to worry about rebuying, I won't have to worry about when they do an Ultimate Edition because I will already have all the characters they added. Because I doubt they're going to add more than 9 characters. They've never added that many in any game in the HD era.
Right.
They added 4 to 9. They added the 8 or whatever it was to Injustice and Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, that seems like it would be it then.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find confirmation that the PS3 sticks will work. If they do, then goodbye Fight Pad, because I did not like that Fight Pad.
Right.
But I got through it. Man, I really suck at fighting games now. Like, I was trying to do the moves and I was just button mashing away.
Yeah.
So, that is the thing. If you want to experience a story, even on medium, you can button mash your way through it and get through it. But that game.
Well, that's kind of how it is on most of the fighting games.
Well, right. It's just like I was trying to do moves, and I'm not as good with Mortal Kombat moves as I am Street Fighter moves. And I'm not saying I'm great at Street Fighter, but I'm more comfortable with.
You're probably much better than I am, because I don't know that I could pull off like any of the moves in Mortal Kombat style games.
I can do them all right. It's just I don't. Those button combinations are not as fluid to my memory as Shoto's.
I know I could do the uppercut.
Well, there's
that's about it.
Injustice really doesn't have the Mortal Kombat uppercut. I mean, it kind of does, but not.
Right, I'm just using that as a reference.
Right.
That's about the quality of my fighting for Mortal Kombat style games. Yeah. Definitely won't be seeing any fatalities from me, that's for sure.
All right. Well, I've only got 2 games left. So are you?
Well, speaking of heroes and superheroes, played a little bit of Overwatch during the Omnic Uprising event that they just recently had. And that was a mode that gave you a little bit more backstory on Tracer's very first mission with Overwatch.
Well, it also has one of the tags, gives backstory to Widowmaker as well.
One of the tags, the sprays, you mean?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't see it.
Well, it's like her before she became Widowmaker.
Okay. Huh. I'll have to check that. I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gave you a little bit more a backstory about the world and what was going on when Tracer finally joined up with Overwatch. And the Omnic Uprising mode that they had took you through Tracer's very first mission. And that was a mission with Reinhardt, Mercy, and Torbjorn. Yeah, they had to fight a lot of Omnics. And Omnics are the robot race.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
there were a lot of evil robots to shoot and smash with Reinhardt and everything else. So yeah, played that a little bit. It was a mixture of all the different modes that they've had in the game. It was a little bit of wave defense. It was a little bit of escort the payload, and a little bit of deathmatch. So there was a really good flow to it, and it was all on just one map that was repurposed for hitting it up for the event. It was pretty good. I liked it. It was good. I don't know if that mode is still available right now. I think it's gone again, just like the Halloween event.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. So it was only a once or twice thing for me, and then that was gone. Yeah. It was fun. Overwatch continues to still be so much fun. So, speaking of heroes, would you like to talk about one that was only human after all?
Well, let me, yeah, sure. I mean,
or would you like to talk about Heroes of the Gridiron?
Yeah, let me get that out of the way real quick, since that's going to be a little bit shorter. So Madden, I actually did play some of the solo Ultimate Team stuff revolving around Easter, and I actually got some fairly rare cards, and one of them I pulled, from a reward pack, and I was just, I sent it to the 2 Madden people I follow on YouTube and to the Madden accounts, like, oh, look at the card I pulled. And I got a message from some Madden trading site on Twitter. And
okay. Yeah, I remember this story now.
Yeah, and basically, Jason, idiotically, because he saw PayPal money, possibly, for a card, I'm not a super competitive Madden player, and this was a fairly rare card I pulled. And, I got swindled out of my, elite rare cornerback card that I pulled from the Easter set, because this site, that does mutt trading for coins and things, promised me $180 for this card and then didn't give it to me.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just out that card that I pulled, so I mean, I'm not out any actual money, but
Thankfully.
yeah. Oh, he tried to get 2 other cards from me, and I was like, no, I'm fine with trading just this one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's lucky I didn't do the other 2.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of like, let's not go all in here. And those 2, he was only adding $70. So I was like, I'm good. Let's just do this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to somewhat hedge my bets, and yeah, I got took.
So you blocked that guy?
No, he blocked me. Like, as soon as the trade happened, he blocked me on Twitter. So I could not contact them again. And because what we were doing was not,
it's technically not legal.
Right. We were arranging a trade, which the trade to Madden happened, and it was, I traded this card that at the time was worth 200,000 coins. I traded it for a collectible that is barely worth a few thousand. So in Madden's eyes, trade's perfectly legit. This person just offered me something on the side and then flaked out and.
Yeah. Lesson learned.
Yep. Lesson learned. So I just wanted to get through that. But, so basically now, I mean, I did some of the draft stuff, not a lot because Magic was going on, but now literally Madden is log in and get my 2 daily collectibles, and they have these super, elite cards that you get just for logging in every day. You get 2 collectibles per day, and I already got one of those cards, and I'm working my way towards one of the more expensive ones. So literally it's get my 2 collectibles, put them in the set, and then go out and go into Mass Effect. But before I get into that, why don't you talk?
What would you like to hear?
I don't know. Let's stay on Xbox One.
Okay.
How about the totally bro shooter Ghost Recon Wildlands? Yeah.
Okay.
Baby makes 3, and baby makes 3, and baby makes 3.
No. You got to do it all sulky and baby makes 3.
Okay.
You got to get that guttural sound going because they are gruff military men. And I played through the beta back before the game came out. Also back before we went to PAX. I played through that beta and went, I don't want to play this game at all again. But I go, oh boy, those facial animations were freaky. They didn't match up at all with what they should have been doing. They looked like they were made from Satan. They were freaking me out when I was looking at them. Like the lip flaps weren't matching, and they were doing like exaggerated motions that didn't make any sense. Also, that now that I'm saying it out loud reminds me of some of the things that happened in Mass Effect. Not as egregious thing, but still reminds me.
Yeah.
So kind of weird. Now I didn't recognize and put 2 and 2 together there. Until I started talking about it out loud. Then also, as I was doing a couple of the side missions, I got into a helicopter, and it bugged out on me, like, really bad. Because I couldn't get the helicopter to go down. To lower the elevation. because I was pretty high up in the air and I didn't have a parachute. So I was like, I really don't want to jump out of this helicopter, but it keeps going up and I can't get it to go down. So I was kind of in a loop for a very, very long time until like 10 minutes later, I was able to finagle the damn helicopter close enough to the ground I was able to jump out. And it took a while to get to that point.
Mm.
So, helicopter not working. Another point was notched against the game. And then the voice acting being all really friggin' weird didn't help either. And then in another side mission, I got into a plane. Oh my god, I almost killed myself like 10 times trying to make a turn in that plane because it banks completely upside down. Those controls for that plane were friggin' weird. They didn't make any sense. Because the turning radius was, hey, you can do a barrel roll when you're turning. It didn't matter.
Barrel roll.
But you know what happens when you do a barrel roll, essentially, in a plane while you're turning?
No.
You lose height.
Ah.
And you lose height rapidly. Because you're upside down.
Right.
Or almost upside down. You're losing altitude very quickly.
Yep.
So, didn't like the airplane controls. And then also while I was driving around, I'm like, I really don't like the driving controls that much either. So this is going to be basically a game I really don't want to ever play. So yeah. The shooting was good. It felt smooth and a lot better than the shooting in The Division.
Okay.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Because Division was okay, but this actually felt much better. So, there's really not much else to say about that beta. I got in and played it for like 2 hours the night before that the beta was over.
Mm-hmm.
And that was about it. So, it was okay. I played it solo the entire time, and yeah, it's much easier solo. So that's pretty much it for that. So speaking of funky animations and weird voice acting.
Oh, well, the animations in some, yeah. It's not as bad as it was, but there's still some jank to be found. And I've been enjoying the new, almost as easy as PlayStation ability to save screenshots and gameplay clips. It is much easier to do that now on Xbox. It's 2 button presses.
It wasn't that hard.
Well,
like many, many months ago when they changed it.
Yes, it was, because you had to hold the Xbox button just right for that prompt to come up. Or you had to press once and hold, and
originally months ago, if you tapped it, you went back to the home screen. If you held it, you got the sidebar.
Well, it didn't work well for me when I held it.
Sometimes it would think you were just tapping it for whatever reason. I don't know why.
But now it goes to the side thing, and I can hit X or Y for either clip or screenshot, and it's much easier.
Yeah. I'll grant you that tapping it is much easier, yes.
Yeah. But, so the game that I have put and has had me, I've not played Persona yet. Yes, I own the collector's edition, haven't started Persona yet. And I played Injustice like, okay, I need this palate cleanser. Oh, I beat Injustice in a night. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am 75 hours into Mass Effect.
Okay.
I am playing as Sarah Ryder, and from what I can tell, it seems like it's good that I played as Sarah.
And why is that?
I have heard a lot of complaints from people, or at least a coworker at my second job. Apparently, they tried to make Scott Ryder into Nathan Drake and didn't do a good job.
Huh.
So he has complained constantly and wishing that he had done Sarah Ryder because he said that Scott Ryder was too smart alecky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I kind of see that a little bit.
So
in some of the gameplay videos I've seen.
So whether that influences you in your, eventual choice of...
once the patches come out.
Well, we are on patch 1.05 right now, which fixes a lot of stuff with the game. The game is not in super shape. It is in decent to good. It is in decent shape.
Yeah, I think I can still wait a little bit longer for one more patch at least.
All right, here was the rant I had when the game came.
But I mean, I'm also in the middle of a couple other games at the moment.
You're in the middle of some stuff. Here's the thing, and I've got to. This is back to like NBA 2K 16 levels of I've got to walk around some minefields here and not sound like a complete buffoon, but it is downright impossible in Andromeda to make a custom Caucasian character.
Why is that?
Because you cannot get a Caucasian skin tone. If you in previous BioWare games, whether it be Mass Effect 1, 2, or 3, or any of the Dragon Ages, you could take a preset, even like the preset default, and modify a few things, a couple things, and like originally, like the redheaded Commander Shepard from Mass Effect 1, I tweaked a few things and was fine, and those things didn't carry over specifically into 2, but then I tweaked things again and everything was fine. And even, I think you've seen my Femquisitor from Dragon Age, and I think I did a fairly, good job creating a blonde Caucasian woman. And in this game, it is just impossible. Like, I was fiddling around for an hour trying to find something that just didn't look horrible.
Okay.
And I had to go searching through the depths of YouTube and Reddit and all these things, and finally I found this. Okay, do your settings this exact way to get an attractive female character.
So you can't just alter the default.
No. The minute you try to alter the default, it's like, okay, here's presets. Have fun.
Okay.
You cannot tweak the default whatsoever. I left Scott Ryder just as the default because after spending literally an hour and a half to 2 hours, and not the normal, I'm having fun tweaking. This was the, oh my God, this creator is so horrible. I can do a better job with the character creator in sports games. Why is this so terrible? 2 hours.
Yeah, especially because EA also publishes those sports games.
Well, I was...
or at least a good majority.
I was speaking more of like, because, well, I only play Madden, and you don't spend too much time tweaking your face in Madden because you're always behind a helmet in football, right, and you're always wearing a clear helmet in hockey. So...
yeah, that's another odd thing that they did for Andromeda. The helmets just vanish for cutscenes where you're talking and they're wearing helmets.
No, it's a toggle. It's just like Mass Effect 2 and 3. It's a toggle.
Right, but in story scenes, it's just poof, gone. Even though they're, outside and should be wearing a helmet.
No, on mine, if they're still wearing a helmet in the talking sections if it's warranted.
Huh. Okay.
But
maybe that's something that they fixed in one of the patches.
well, no, that
was weird looking.
No, it's a setting tweak. Like.
All right.
But see, here's the other thing. So what I have is the characters all sound like they're muffled talking from really far away when they're standing right next to you. That's what I get.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, that's weird.
They talk like this, like they're on the radio from the other side of the planet, even though they're right next to you.
Or like they're trying to take a drink out of a cup and talking into the cup instead.
Yes. That's what I get.
Huh. All right. Yeah, weird.
The facial animations are better, especially Director Addison for the sorry I'm so tired lady, as you may know her from the memes.
Old sleepy eyes.
Here's the funny thing. So she looks better in the game in motion. In the later side quests that are started by her and the kind of the quick picture related to the side quest is her face. It's her face pre-patch. So when you hover over that side quest, you just get her giving you her version of the Luigi, the bad Luigi death stare. And that's the picture for the side quest.
Okay.
Or like when she's calling you, because there are certain times where, you'll have a video conference call waiting for you on the ship. When it's her that's calling, you get that picture as well.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
And there's some other bugs. There is a side quest on my game that is completely bugged out, and I can't figure out how to complete it.
Huh.
Because once I left the Nexus, which is the new version of the Citadel, I was supposed to get a prompt from my science officer, Suvi, to be like, oh, I can totally trace the trails that spaceship's making. Let's follow them. And then you're supposed to bounce around a few different systems until you eventually land. Eventually you figure out she's on one of the 6 planets you can land on, or I guess 7 or whatever. And, and then you can finish that side quest. I never got that prompt. No matter what I do, I can't get that prompt to happen. And also I lost out on her as she's a possible romance option for female writers, and the romance flirt options just went away with her. I guess I went too far with one of the others, so that shut her off, I guess.
Okay.
Because I was kind of debating between her and Peebee. But now I guess I have to go Peebee. So.
I mean, you don't have to do any of them.
Oh, yeah. I want to have one.
You don't have
to. All right, whatever.
You want to.
Yes. That's part of a BioWare game, after all. But yeah, right. I would highly suggest playing as Sarah Ryder. I think she's cool. I mean, I think she's a neat character. It is different than playing as Femshep. I mean, yes, they're both female humans, but whereas Femshep was an N7, was a battle tested, military person, Sarah is, thrown into this leadership role and maybe not 100% ready for it. And there's a little bit of the awkwardness that shows at times, which is,
Well, I mean, her brother, should you choose to play as him as well, still not quite ready for the leadership role.
Yeah. There's only one scene in the game where I'm just like, the script is the script. I mean, it's hard. They have to create all these new characters. They can't have any of the characters. I mean, they have one character appear in voiceover, but not live. It's like logs from her talking to someone related to you before you left. So like there's voice logs of a very famous Mass Effect character, and then the father of a second really famous, Mass Effect core character is seen in this one side quest as a flashback. But other than that, there are no ties to the old cast.
Okay.
So, it's hard for them. They're having to create a whole bunch of new characters, and, some are hits and some are misses. I don't like Liam. I don't know of anyone that likes Liam, but all the others seem to be pretty cool in different ways. The Asari doctor is not as fun. She seems kind of boring. She's not as fun as Dr. Chalk was.
It's been a while, so I don't remember exactly who that was.
That's the doctor from.
Right, I don't remember her.
Okay. There's not.
I know the name.
There's not.
That doesn't mean recall exactly.
There's not your pilot's not as cool as Joker.
Nobody's as cool as Joker. Come on.
Suvi's fun. I like Suvi. She's really fun. The engineer guy's pretty fun too. I like both of them.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna beat Seth Green as Joker.
Well, no, I know, but I like the the other thing is, and it's kind of like, there's been a lot of like your Gamergate, social justice warriors, ruin, Mass Effect, there's all that stuff going on. But the one thing that I think was really good was they actually showed there are females of the other species. You run into female Solarians, female Krogans, and female Turians. The Turian on your team is female. You run across all kinds of female Krogans, including the leader of the Krogan in Andromeda is a female. So something that was super duper rare, like, I don't know, it took until Mass Effect 3 for us to see a female Krogan and a female Turian. I still don't know if we ever came across, do you remember if you ever came across, even in a side conversation, a female Solarian?
Not that I recall.
don't remember one at all. I'm struggling to remember female Turians even. There might have been some in
I think I remember one.
Yeah.
And that's a big maybe.
But, so the Krogans and the Turians and the Solarians, they're equal distribution of male and female. So that is cool.
Well, they would have to be, because, they're sending giant colony ships of them.
And it's kind of cool how, so there is a side quest in the game where the payoff is, let's just say that Ryder finds out a big secret as to why really the Andromeda Initiative existed, and he or she gets to sit on that information and decides not to tell anyone until the quote unquote the time is right if you finish that side quest.
So is it not about the Reapers? It's got more to do with stuff.
No, it's got to do everything with the Reapers, but none of them know that.
Okay.
Only like 2 people knew the truth. Like the other Pathfinders of the other species didn't know the truth. Literally only 2 people knew the truth.
Seriously?
Yes.
How did they only put 2 people that knew on all of
Because
those
the
ships?
whole thing was, we need to expand the reach and,
right.
the sense of it.
But only putting 2 people on all of those ships out of all those people? Really? Just 2?
Yes. In this. So, If you do that side quest, sorry. I mean, it's Ryder Family Secrets. That's the name of the side quest. But yes.
Well, we knew that the Reapers were a threat, and we knew that was the entire genesis of the Andromeda initiative.
In the storyline, no one else does.
Okay. All right. For the rest of us who actually, played those previous games. Okay.
I think it's kind of cool in that something that the rest, and also the initiative.
I mean, we as players knew. So, it's.
Well, some people, are starting fresh, so.
But still, you should at least know what happened in the previous games.
Yeah, true. But, so that's kind of a cool thing to me. And it's a little annoying to get through that because there's basically these glowing orbs spread across all the planets you can land on, and you have to go and collect them. And that's what unlocks all these memories. And it's kind of cool after you unlock so many memories, you're seeing some memories of your dad's past. And that's what leads up to the reveal.
Okay.
And you also find, and I'm 95% sure I know who this person is, but there is someone behind pulling the strings of the Andromeda initiative. And as you do this side quest, you learn of this person's existence, but it never says who this person is, but I'm 95% sure I know who it is.
I mean, I have a guess, but.
Type your guess, and I don't want to say it, but.
Well, was he with Shepard during the finale?
Yes.
Sitting beside him? Right? That's the scene I'm talking about. You know that scene, right?
I wouldn't say sitting beside him or her.
Okay. Then we'll talk after we're done with this episode. All right. So what about the combat?
Combat's great. I mean, It's Mass Effect 3's combat with more mobility. And
okay, that's better.
And also, you are not limited in terms of class. Like, you do not have to go at the start of the game and be like, okay, I am picking one of these 6 preset classes. Mm-hmm. The way Andromeda works and the way your Sam works, because your Sam is special. Your Sam has more abilities than the other Sams. You are able to switch profiles on the fly. And you're able to use whatever powers you want to spend your level points in at any time. And there's a way to switch profiles without going to start, but I've not really messed with it. I've just kept Infiltrator, although I've leveled up the Infiltrator stuff that I want to max. So now I'm starting to put some points into the biotics, but I haven't started using the biotics yet.
Have they explained how you can use biotics without being a biotic?
Yes, Sam.
It's just all
it's all because of Sam. Your Sam is special. Your Sam has more stuff behind it. Your Sam had
more space magic.
Not space magic. It's
more techno magic.
More techno magic, more reason why the Sams exist in the first place. Your Sam has special hooks into the Ryder clan that the other Sams do not. And there are reasons why, and I won't get into them because they're storyline related.
Right.
But your Sam is able to alter your physiology to where, oh, you're biotic now, so start using the biotics. Oh, you want to be a soldier? Okay, we're going to do all the soldier stuff. And they're all set up into profiles. And you kind of select which profiles you want to use. And as you put points into either the soldier biotic, or tech skill trees, you unlock higher levels of these profiles and they give you bigger stat boosts.
Okay.
Like, for example, I've been an infiltrator pretty much the entire time, and when I do my dash, it becomes a mini tactical cloak. I go invisible when I dash. Whereas if you're biotic, you don't have jump jets or dash jets. Your biotic powers are what's making you do the dashes and jumps.
Right, I think I did see that.
So, yeah, so you're not limited, and you get quite a few level points. Like I said, I mean, I maxed out all the stuff that I use in the tech and soldier skill trees. So now I've been pumping points into biotic. I've been putting them into the passive slots first, because one of those passive biotic slots increases your shields. And I've been putting them into the biotic powers, and I need to learn how to do the hot swap on the fly so I can start doing biotic stuff and tech stuff and just swap in between. I will say that the swapping more than, if you unlock the ability to hold more than 2 weapons, that is really, it is not as smooth as it was in Mass Effect 3. Okay. Like, the hold X to swap weapons only swaps between 2 different weapons. If you want to swap to a third or run out of ammo or whatever, you have to select it from the weapon wheel. So the awkwardness of how that worked caused me not to hold 4 weapons. Because I was like, because there will be times where you'll want a third weapon, because you might run out of ammo and need that third weapon and not be near ammo. That has happened.
Well, the way I always used to do it was sniper rifle, assault rifle, pistol.
That's pretty much what I have. Yep, that's my exact setup as well.
Sometimes shotgun instead of pistol.
If I was going to go Vanguard, I would have a shotgun just for the sheer fact I love the charge, so I would, have charge and shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah, that weird dash charge just looks so good.
So I have
it looks like so much fun.
Yeah, so I have a couple shotguns in my inventory. Oh yeah, that was another thing. Before patch 1.05, forget about having extra weapons or armor in your inventory. You were constantly having to sell stuff because you would always be going over on inventory. But they changed that. So I think now the base is either 75 or 100 slots in inventory. And then if you choose the cryo perk, then that bumps up to 150. And there was another bump, but I've never needed that second bump now.
Well, eventually you could afford everything.
No, because you only get to choose. Remember the Inquisition stuff from Dragon Age?
Oh, it's one of those perks.
It works like that. So as you do stuff to increase the Andromeda viability level, you get the ability to unlock perks. You can only unlock 19 things before the thing caps out.
Oh, that's information that's interesting and good to know beforehand.
Yes.
And I'm going to guess they don't tell you that anywhere else.
Because once I got to level 20, it just stopped. Like, I still gain viability points, but nothing happens because I've hit the cap and didn't know I hit the cap. So so just be aware when that part of the game unlocks that you're only getting 19 of those perks.
Good to know.
Yeah. So
wish I had known that with those Inquisition perks.
Well, the thing with the Inquisition stuff is I don't know if there was ever a cap. I mean, eventually.
Yeah, there was. Because I hit it, remember?
Okay.
I definitely hit it, because I definitely kept growing my Inquisition past that and didn't get any benefits at all.
Okay. Well, so that happens here. So you pick the 19 perks you want. You'll have to tell me what the starting inventory is. If it's 100, I think you can get by fine without choosing the increases. You might get tight at times, but I think 100 you'll be fine. If you're starting at 75, I don't know what the start is now because they changed it. Originally, the start was 50, and the first bump was to 75. So, yeah. So if it starts you at 75, I would recommend the first bump and then not worry about the second. If it starts you at 100, just leave it there. You'll never use more than 100.
Right. Okay.
I just don't know what the new start is.
Right. So what are you actually collecting the major inventory that cluttered? Is it weapons or is it something else?
It's a couple, it's weapons, it's all of your minerals to create weapons and stuff with.
So those take
inventory space, your weapons, your armor, all the salvage, that all takes up inventory.
Did they not learn from how good Dragon Age did it for Inquisition, really?
And
because the inventory was, hey, anything that's a crafting material does not take up the spots.
No, they didn't.
For your inventory.
And oh yeah, by the way, you cannot do anything at all to your party members other than their powers. All you can.
Yeah, I thought that was odd when they announced it.
Yeah, you can't do anything to their weapons at all. All you can do is choose what path, you can upgrade their powers, and when you get to level 4, 5, and 6 of each power, you can choose, the one of two ways it goes. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all the customization you get to do with them.
So do their weapons, scale with their level then?
Yeah, kind of, but I have found that 90% of the enemies I have to kill.
Right, yeah. Okay.
They've gotten a little more effective. Some are more effective than others. Drac and Vetra seem to be more effective at killing than Jal and Cora are. Cora's useful just for her shield boost ability. I use her a lot because of her shield boost, and she does some decent biotic stuff. PB does biotic stuff, but her weapon's a pistol. So other than the biotic stuff, she announces when she's going to do the biotic stuff, and then you try to do one of your powers to get a combo and kill them. Whereas Cora has biotics and a shotgun, because she's a human Asari huntress. So, oh, trust me, that will get drilled into your head of how she served with the Asari huntresses, and that will get drilled into your head.
Okay. But you're still enjoying it.
I am enjoying it. When people ask me about it, I am like, it is a 7.5 game in a year of 10s and 9s.
Yeah, there's just been so many games that are just so much better, which is really such a shame.
Last year, this game would have been great. This game would have been great last year, because last year to me was an off year from 2015. I had one game of my top games of last year would have broken my top 5 of 2015.
Okay.
So
I played apparently a few different games than you did, because there was a pretty good bounty of good games last year.
I do not think 2016 was a very good year. It wasn't a bad year, but compared to I would compare 2016 more to 2014. There was a couple of standouts, and then everything else was kind of eh.
All right. So, anything else you want to mention about a Mass Effect, or?
Haven't touched multiplayer other than the tutorial. Not played with the person that I met at PAX. I guess we'll talk about that in a little bit, although, but no, I'm enjoying it. I will say you do want to be kind of careful. The last 2 missions can kind of run up into each other. And once you start the final mission, it's a point of no return type thing. I'm assuming they're going to warn me. So I got to a certain point, and then I was just like, okay, core mission stop. It's time to finish all the planets, and because I'm not playing through this game again, so we're going to finish all the planets, and we're going to finish all the loyalty missions, and we're going to do all this stuff before I even touch what I know is the next to last story mission. Because once you do that, it kind of gets you like, well, are you ready for the end game? Because here's the end game. Now you can still do stuff afterwards, but that's gonna, there are things that will affect the ending if you don't do them before the point of no return.
Right.
So.
Okay. So you're definitely gonna finish, or you did finish?
No, I have not finished it yet. Give me a couple of days of playtime and I should have it finished. I'm pretty dang close. I'm at the last loyalty mission. There's a couple of side quests, and then I have the 2 main quests, and that's it.
All right.
Yeah. My game percentage completed is like 74, 75. So yeah, I'm pretty close. I'm not going to go for 100. There's a bunch of little minor tasks now. No. I get...
Well, also there's that one quest, so...
Yeah, which, who knows if that's going to get fixed. I don't know.
That's another reason why I have decided, I'll wait a little while.
That's the only quest that's bugged out for me, is this one side quest. I will say, though, at the end of the game, before I was like, well, I'm not having, it was the same old story that we would always dance with Dragon Age. Well, I'm not having these crashes and lockup. Oh, gosh. Once I got to the later parts of the game, oh gosh, it has gone buggy as hell.
It happens. It's a big game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. If you're an Xbox only person, this is one of the better games to come out this year, because the vast majority of everything else is exclusive to Nintendo and Sony.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple. There are a couple standouts.
Yeah. I would say right now on Xbox, the best games to come out this year for Xbox is probably Resident Evil 7, Halo Wars 2, and Mass Effect. I think that's like your top 3. But
yeah.
If you have access to Nintendo or PlayStation, you have a lot more choices.
Right. Very true. So, anything else?
No, I think I'm all done.
All right, so going from one spacefaring game to another, let's talk some Destiny for Xbox One.
Oh,
come on. It's a good game.
I'm teasing you.
Especially now, after they've announced Destiny 2.
Yeah.
And then they gave us a whole bunch of fun stuff to play around with their final full update, which was the Age of Triumph. But before I get to that, I have 400 Light, which is the maximum gear score that you can get for all your characters on all my characters. So, booyah. Got my Titan and Hunter up to the max. And then the Age of Triumph dropped. So the Age of Triumph basically brings back all the raids up to current level. So you didn't have to play all the older raids like Vault of Glass or Crota's End at the lower end of the levels. Now you can play them at the current level, and you get a few bonuses for doing that. They put in brand new armor, brand new ornaments, which is basically just a special trinket that you attach to the armor that can completely change how the armor looks. So now each of the raids has some really cool looking armor, which I have a feeling when they do Destiny 2, those armor sets are gonna look sweet. I don't know if you can tell, but I really like Destiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super stoked about the ability to run through the raids at current level. and get all those bonuses for the brand new armor. And they updated all the weapons for all the raids. So now, instead of having the older year 1 levels for your maximum gear score, you can now actually have the current level, which is 400, on all your gear. So all your weapons can be 400 now. And originally in year 1, the weapons that came out of the raids had elemental damage on them. Then they worked themselves away from that because a purple rare weapon that has an elemental damage is kind of really strong. Because what's the point of using any of the other weapons if the one you get from the raid has damage that none of the other weapons can do? So they started shying away from that. Then when the Age of Triumph patch came out, they announced and revealed that the elemental damage was coming back, but with a twist. The twist was each of the primary weapons was now exotic. So you could only have one specific exotic weapon attached to your, or in use in each of your characters at a time. So that was how they got around having the primaries have the elemental damage, but not be so powerful that you could still use an exotic in your heavy weapon or your special weapon. So that's a good switch. It was a good change. Yeah, not really else much new. They threw out a new quest that goes along with the Age of Triumph, and I'm still working my way through that. They threw out some new exotic weapons that were not specific to the raids, but they updated all but one exotic to current levels. Let's see. Yeah, just been running through, trying to finish off the brand new Age of Triumph record book. Forgot what it's called for a second. And the record book is basically just achievements without achievement points attached to them that give you bonus either emblems or shaders. So, been pretty fun. Been having some fun with that. Technically, I have the book finished, even though I didn't finish all of the different pages on the book yet. I still want to go in and finish up the raid page, definitely, and maybe do a couple runs at Trials of Osiris as well. But other than that, really not much else to talk about, because in just like 2 weeks here, they're going to reveal Destiny 2 gameplay. So we'll be able to finally see what the gameplay in Destiny 2 looks like. And everyone who plays Destiny is super hyped for this. And so am I. So I'm eagerly awaiting May 18th here. Oh, it's going to be so good. I want to know what they're changing and what's new. Alright, so, let's see. What do you want to do? A shooter or an assassin next?
Shooter.
Alright, shooter. We'll go with Gears of War 4 for the Xbox One. Started playing that recently with Scott. And we're going through the campaign on co-op on hardcore. Currently we're on Act 2-3. Act 2, Chapter 3.
Yep.
And that's pretty much where we left off. So we're right in the middle of a giant maelstrom lightning storm that's destroying everything around us. But I don't remember whether it was me or Scott. We died on the way to the final section of that chapter, and we were like, I don't exactly have a lot more time tonight, so I guess we'll pick it up from here next time. So we're in the middle of that storm and running for our lives. So, it continues to be fun third-person shooting with chainsaws. It took a while to get back to the chainsaws, but we're finally back at the chainsaws. Well, they were introducing the characters and introducing the plot to drive the game forward, so, it took a little while. Something new that they did for this story mode is occasionally you'll have sections of Horde mode thrown into the main campaign story.
Okay.
So you're like, oh, we gotta sit here and defend until we kill all the enemies. And you'll get to throw down defensive turrets or fences and stuff like that. So, interesting. I'm still not sure how many more times they'll do that. But during the early game, it was teaching me about Horde. So, interesting. Not bad in any way. Still a fun game. Still controls quite well. The only thing I'm not 100% sold on is the view, Bob, when you're doing the roadie run. After playing so many other games, I just don't know. It kind of bothers me a little bit. Not a lot. Just like, I could do without it. Kind of bothering. So that's really kind of my only complaint. Scott has been playing a lot of Horde and a lot of multiplayer. So he's quite happy with that Xbox One.
Well, good. Until he runs out of space.
Oh, he already has. He's downloaded every backwards compatible game that he's already owned and all the free games and everything else. So, yeah, he pretty much ran out of space on that 500 gig hard drive. So, unfortunate. So now he has to manage what he's got installed and what he wants to play.
Well, right now, hold on.
Well, remember, that's the one I can't attach. You can't attach.
I understand this.
So,
on Xbox One, we're just wanting a regular old 500. I don't.
Well, he doesn't really have a lot of free cash.
I know. Anyway. I understand. I'm just looking. Yours didn't have the 3.5 millimeter jack, did it?
Which
on the controller?
For the controller? No. Okay.
So right now they trade in for 130. So you can buy the Minecraft Slim for $120 plus tax, but you would still need a hard drive in addition.
I think he has Minecraft on Xbox One now.
He's got the Windows 10. Like, I got him a code for the Windows 10 version.
I don't remember if he has it on Xbox One yet. I think he does, but I don't know.
It's just that's the cheapest. That's the cheapest Slim. Now maybe they dropped the price of the Slim.
Right.
At E3 because Sony cut the game out of their system, but up the hard drive space. The PS4s now have a gig in them, and they're the same price. They just took the terabyte. Sorry. Yeah.
If it had 1 gig, that would be kind of weird.
They have terabyte now. They just took the game out.
It'd be a little weird if it was only a gig. It's like, I can fit like 1/7.
Yeah, my bad.
He just doesn't have a lot of free cash at the moment, so that's probably out the door for the moment. So, there's really not much else to talk about Destiny-wise. Or, Destiny-wise. It's funny how I went back to Destiny for a second there. When I was talking about Gears 4. So, we've had the reveal of Marcus in the storyline. That's it. That's pretty much where we are.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out what's going on with the story. Or the characters in the story are trying to figure out what's going on. Like I said, continues to be fun though. Alright, let's hit a puzzle game on PC before we do my final Xbox One game. So, speaking of shooting, the assassin Agent 47 had a game on the PC that was not exactly your traditional Hitman game. It was a puzzle game. Kind of like how the normal Hitman games are puzzles, except with a lot less graphical flash. I'm indeed talking about the mobile game turned PC game turned PS4 game, Hitman Go. Hitman Go is basically just what a digital board game of Hitman would actually be. It's got that same aesthetic style for the graphics, and it just looks super fun. It literally is just a puzzle game of get to the end of the level or kill your target, and you've won the stage. And I've finished every single one of the available stages, including all the ones that they added for the definitive PC edition, which I'm assuming is also the same as the PS4 version. And that was 7 worlds of varying either 8 stages or 15 stages.
There is a set of contracts that are exclusive to PlayStation. Yes,
really?
the Sarajevo 6, Sarajevo 7.
Okay. So maybe the PC version had one set of levels and the PS4 had a different set of extra
Sarajevo
levels,
6. That was the PlayStation 4 exclusive content.
Okay. I played it on PC, and it was quite fun, because I like puzzle games every once in a while. If you didn't figure that out from all the cross I play.
And I have this on PS4. I mean, I played the demo. I bought it on sale on Black Friday on PS4 because the retail version had not come out yet, but I just haven't played it. No.
I bought it on sale during, I think, the winter sale.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly. But, yeah, I had it sitting on my PC for a while. I'm like, yeah, no, I kind of want to play something quick on my PC. And yeah, it was not very long. It didn't take me very long to get through it. I want to say it only took me like 5-6 hours total to get through all the levels. And that's with stopping for the night and then coming back to it a different night and putzing around with some of the puzzles, like, oh, okay, well, I can't go this direction or this direction. Okay, so I gotta restart the map and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't get all the challenges for every single one of the maps. I'm not crazy. I didn't need that. It would have been nice, but some of those puzzles were too devious even for me to try and attempt to get, like, do this one in under 20 moves, or do this one and collect the briefcase, or do this one and kill every one of the people, every one of the pieces on the board, because it follows some interesting rules. Each of the pieces does a different thing. Sometimes it's just a bodyguard that sits on one spot, and if you get within one space, the bodyguard will go, hey, you're not supposed to be here, and charge you and kill you. Basically knocking your piece off the board and making you reset the level. It's really cool aesthetic, and it's really fun. And sometimes it can be really tricky. Because some of those puzzles, I just could not figure them out for the life of me. So, thankfully, there's a hint mode inside the game. And that gives you different hints as to how you can finish the level. So, it's pretty nice to have that. Yeah, it's annoying that locks you out of getting the achievement at the end of the game for not using the hints ever. But it's nice to not be stuck. So, it's fun. It's fun, it's cheap, it's just a really good game. Even if you wanted to play it on your mobile device. Like your tablets or your phones. So, and it's really cheap too. I want to say it's like $5 on mobile, $8 maybe. It's real cheap. Even on PC, it was not more than $10 normal, and I think I got it for like $4 or $3 on that winter sale. So, good game. Definitely recommend it. However you want to play it. Alright, and that pretty much wraps up Hitman Go. So, actually, you kind of mentioned something in the chat that you forgot about 2 games that you played.
Yeah, that's my fault. I forgot. One of the Sundays that we couldn't record was because I was at a birthday party for a former coworker at my second job. That's they're just at a different store now. They're a different place now in the same company. So I was at their place. They had gone paintballing during the day, but I was working my primary job, so I couldn't join.
Yeah.
So I went over to their place afterwards, and they had a little get together. And first we played some Jackbox Volume 1, specifically Fibbage, and what's the drawing one? Drawful, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we played, those 2 games for, I don't know, a little over an hour or so. I don't know. Okay. Several games, I don't remember. And then, about 8 of us or so all on our phones. And then a bunch of us took turns for a couple hours playing 1-2 Switch.
Oh.
Because, these people I was with, well, they have almost every game system. I'm a little jealous. I didn't realize how many they had.
Well,
but
when you work for certain places, you can usually afford it.
Well, no, I'm talking like retro, like they had like a Nomad. I did not know that this person had like a Nomad, because they had like a bunch of retro stuff in. There was like this display with there was like the shelf with a bunch of holes, some, modern-ish, shelf with a bunch of, little square sections. There was a Nomad and Sega CD. They had a bunch of retro stuff. I didn't realize, that they had.
Okay, so they're basically a collector.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, I have more games than they do. And of course, Ross blows us all, or Cheetor Lives blows us all away. But no, I mean, they had more systems than I knew that they did, that I thought they did. They had Top Loader and Top Loader NES and stuff. But anyway, so they had, so
all that stuff is interesting. A lot of that is just incredibly unique because of when it was made.
Right.
So it is fun to look at.
Well, and also a bunch of it they got from people just giving it away.
Oh, yeah. That helps too.
Yeah, it's just like, grrr. But anyway, so we played some 1-2 Switch, and I mean, that is fun with multiple people. And there is no way in hell that game should be a separate purchase. Like, that should be a pack-in.
Yeah. It's not worth the price. It's maybe worth 10 or 20.
It is a great system that shows off a lot of the quirky things that those Joy-Cons can do.
Yeah.
And that should have been a pack-in. And I am sorry that Nintendo of America and Europe lost that fight with Japan. But
Well, they seem to lose a lot of fights with Japan
Yeah.
for
Well, they got
kind
the Wii
of
Sports.
for kind of unnecessary reasons, really.
I mean, they won on Wii Sports because that was not a pack-in in Japan.
Okay, yeah, that's good, but yeah, it's not worth the price.
Right, yeah, I mean, I like I said, it is a very fun party game that you'll have some fun with if you are able to play it with a group of other humans all in the same space. But there is no way in hell that game should be a separate purchase.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless, you're buying a used system or something, and, like Wii Sports for a long time was not sold separately, so
yeah.
That should be packed in with every new Switch. I still stand by that. It's my opinion.
Zelda. That would be the one I would say, should definitely be in every box.
You don't package a game like that in the system. Those days are done. You're not putting Super Mario, you're not putting that caliber of game in a brand new system. Now, later on down the road, if they want to make a Zelda Switch bundle or something, sure. A Zelda themed Switch or whatever, but you do not put that in at launch. You need to make up money for the development of Zelda.
All right. I'm just saying. That would be the game that I would say should be in every box. Because it's that damn good.
You can't. You have to be realistic about things.
I know, but still.
Alright, but yeah, like I said, 1-2 Switch, really fun party game. No way in the world should that be a separate purchase.
Mm-hmm.
But I've played it. I had a good time with it. I have no use for it for myself personally, because I would never have that situation available to me.
Yep.
Alright, so that is it. I am done.
Okay.
For sure this time.
I have no good transition away from the Switch. Oh, speaking of a game that's also coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I had to take a second to figure it out, but I got it. Got that transition. All right, we're going to talk about a game that I was playing on the Xbox One. It was released last year, even on console. And that would be Stardew Valley.
And now has a retail release on console.
Exactly.
As of the last month. Well, it was digitally available late last year.
Yes.
But now it has a physical release.
Yes. So, probably it's pretty early at the beginning of the year I downloaded it. Just because I was like, it looks like they did the patches to fix all the tiny bugs and the one major bug of, we kind of lose your save. So once they fix that, I'm like, all right, fine, I'll grab it. So then I started playing it a little before we went to PAX. And man, oh man, I did not realize how much fun it was to play a game like that. Because it has some charm. So now you would think that a game that's essentially just about farming and raising animals, like farm animals, you'd think, that's probably boring. Apparently not, because this game has me pretty enthralled. I'm loving every minute of it. So it's a top-down isometric view, kind of like A Link to the Past and the original Zelda and numerous other games. You had something to say, or
No.
It sounded like you were clearing your throat or something.
No.
Okay. So I'm running around. You get to design your character at the beginning, and that allows you to change the color and style of the shirt, pants, hair, eyes, different skin colors, and a couple other things like that. They also give you a couple options that allow you to like put on like masks almost. It's kind of weird. It's like, I don't know why you do that, because then you can't put on anything else and it just looks odd. But yeah. It's got shades of Minecraft in it as well. Mostly because you basically start out with almost nothing. The game's premise is you've inherited a plot of land from your grandfather, and your soul has basically been sucked out from working at this 9-to-5 job at just a cubicle farm company. The company's called Joja Mart. I'll give you two guesses who that's supposed to be an ape on.
Joja Mart?
Yeah. The logo is very obvious who it's supposed to be a play on. If you see it. It's a riff on Amazon.
Oh.
It's a big riff on Amazon. And it's got a little bit of shades of Walmart in it, too.
Well, I was starting to say, Joja
Mart. That's the Walmart part of it. But
right.
Then the logo is like, oh, there is no doubt in my mind that's a play on Amazon.
Okay.
Because it's got the little smile in it, too.
I gotcha.
So your soul is basically broken, and you open up this letter that was given to you by your grandfather, who said, yes, eventually your heart's gonna be in a position where you just don't want to keep going with your current line of work. When that time comes, open this envelope, and in the envelope is a letter telling you, hey, here's a plot of land that I used to use as a farm in Stardew Valley. So you go to Stardew Valley, and then you're introduced to all the people around the town. The first person you actually meet is, I think, Robin the Carpenter. She's the one you want to talk to when you want to upgrade your house, to give you more room, to give you a kitchen, so that you can cook things, to build your farm structures like a hen house or silos for hay and barns and everything like that. Then you're introduced to Mayor Lewis, who is, the mayor. And then he leads you over to your farm, and that farm is covered in weeds and trees and giant rocks and stumps. So it's a little rough at the beginning. So you gotta take your axe and all the other old tools that were left for you and start clearing a path so that you can start planting and creating a little farm that produces vegetables and all manner of other items. Vegetables, fruits, flowers. You can actually farm a pretty good number of items. If you just want to farm vegetables or fruits or just plant flowers, you can plant all those. And as soon as they're ready to harvest, there's a box that's next to your house. You put them in the box, and at the end of the day, whatever's in the box gets sold. So then you make gold off that. There's a couple moral quandaries in this game, which is kind of weird, but I really like that. There's a community center that you're eventually introduced to, and that community center is completely dilapidated. Like, there's holes everywhere in this place. There's wild grass and an odd structure sitting inside of it. And this odd structure has little tiny ghostly entities crawling around near it. Eventually the wizard, and there's a local wizard, because, you know, what town would not have a local wizard?
Yeah, of course.
He eventually comes up with a concoction that allows you to see these little ghostly entities no matter where they are.
Okay.
And once you do, you then figure out, there's little tiny squares inside the community center. And these squares tell you to offer things like 5 turnips or 5 pumpkins or stuff like that. Things you can collect or farm. And once you do that, the little creatures will give you items to help your farm. However, if you were to, say, not really care about the community center because it's so dilapidated, you could also start working and buying stuff from the local Joja Mart that's in the town. And eventually, if you either stick with the community center or stick with Joja Mart, one of the two will create a large amount of... Each one will create boons for the town in different ways.
Okay.
So it's either support the local shops or support the big box shops. So it's got some fun, interesting quandaries in there.
Yeah.
Each person in the town, and there's a decent number of them, has their own daily lives. You can give them gifts to make them like you more. As they like you more, they can give you different recipes for cooking stuff or for different crafting recipes for different items and such. Sometimes they'll give you items. So it's usually worth befriending everyone, even if you don't, say, like certain characters in the town. It's like, I'll be nice to you at least, because I don't want to give you... And you can give them literally anything. You can give them trash if you really want to. It's literally what it's called. It's like just trash. There's so many little items to collect and farm. The game is divided up into seasons. Each 28-day season is all you have to farm of that certain season. So it starts out in spring, and you have 28 days before the season changes to summer. As soon as the season changes, any crop that's only available to grow in spring dies off. So then you have to plant all your summer crops. However, some crops can grow in 2 different seasons. Spring and summer, summer and fall, fall and, well, technically you can grow stuff in winter, but it's a lot harder.
Right, because you have to clear off snow. And...
Yeah, because the ground is basically covered in snow all season long, even if it's not snowing. So, there's different weather patterns. Sometimes you'll get sunny days, sometimes you get rainy days. During rainy days, you don't have to water your crops. So that means you can go do other things. There's fishing in the game. There's a dungeon mine in the game. And as you go deeper in the mine, there's tougher and tougher enemies. You can collect weapons in the mine. You can collect different ores to use to craft different items. It's just so much fun. It tickles the part of my brain that loves Minecraft and Pokemon all at the same time.
Which is why I waited for the retail version to see if I'm going to like it or not, and if not, I can just sell it.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty simple. It does have some minor annoyances because it really shows that it started out as a PC game. So the control scheme is a little odd. It's basically you have a cursor to scroll around with, and it's not as intuitive as something like, say, Minecraft, which allows you to actually do a ton of things without having to scroll around with a cursor. The controls do work. It's just unfortunate that you do have to scroll around the screen even without the menu being open with the cursor to figure out stuff like how much energy I have left. And every action you perform takes energy. Watering your crops, cutting down a tree, farming, tilling the dirt. All of that takes different amounts of energy. But the more you do certain actions, the less energy each action will take. So the higher level you're farming, the better you are at managing your energy. And the more energy you'll actually have. So to actually find out how much energy you have left, it doesn't actually display the numbers, it just displays a bar. So you'll have to hover your cursor over it. That pops up the numbers, which is an odd choice. Because why would you not just display the numbers? It's just, it's odd. When you first start out, there's a very limited amount of inventory space. You can only hold, I want to say it's like 11 items at first, and that's it. You can quickly upgrade that by buying a backpack at the local store. And then after that, there's a second backpack, which is the extra large backpack, and that gives you another bar to work with. So it'll go from 11 to 22 to 33. So it gives you a decent amount of spots once you're fully upgraded. But starting out, you're definitely going to have some inventory shuffling to do. Eventually you find either a dog or a cat to live on your farm. They're just for fun, as far as I can tell. They don't do anything per se. There's really not much else to say. If you've ever played, what's that farming game from Japan?
Harvest Moon?
Harvest Moon, yeah. That's it. If you've ever played Harvest Moon, it's very, very similar, but it also has the dungeon crawling of a rune factory, which is another type of Harvest Moon stuff. But it mixes the two together in such a charming package that I cannot recommend this game more highly. Occasionally there's a bug where the cursor will actually disappear and you won't be able to actually figure out where it is on the screen. Even though it's still there, it's just invisible.
Oh, well, that's great.
All you have to do is exit the menu and go back into whatever you were trying to do. It should pop up right again. That'll save you a lot of heartache. It's odd when that happens and you don't realize that it happened at first. Because then you're like, okay, well, where is this thing? Because I can't put things in my inventory now after I just bought something without the cursor. You have to fiddle around with it. But yeah, if you just exit and then go back into it, it'll pop back up. So, little tiny minor thing, but just something I thought people should know. Because it did take me a minute to figure that out. I was like, what the heck is going on? upgrade your watering can, which is how you water your plants, as soon as you can.
Okay.
Because it takes forever to water things if you don't have an upgraded watering can. Each upgrade for your watering can allows you to charge the watering can, allowing you to throw the water on plants that are further away. So at first it's just 1 block away, then it's 3 blocks away, then it's 5 blocks away. And then I don't know what the next upgrade is yet, because I haven't quite gotten there yet. But yeah, upgrade your watering can as soon as you can. However, your crops do need to be watered every day if you want them to grow. So wait for rainy days to upgrade your watering can. Or if you can actually manage it, wait until the end of the season. So that way, whatever plants are basically pretty much done at that point. And then you'll just have to wait like 3 days until the new season or something like that. So that's the best times to upgrade. Or if you can really manage it, and that's asking a lot, wait till winter. Because you kind of don't really need your watering can during winter.
Right.
At least not as much.
Yeah.
So those are the best times to upgrade. Yeah, you just upgrade your items, you upgrade your house. If you reach a certain threshold of friendship with certain characters, you can ask them to marry you. And that's pretty cool. It's just such a fun game. Such a charming feel to it. Each of the people in town has different problems you can try and help them solve. The mayor has lost his shorts, and he really wants them back. So you'll have to figure out where they are and befriend the person whose room they're in so that you can enter their room. Yeah, it's a big world. My one gripe, you don't run very fast in this game. You can alleviate that slightly by buying or creating coffee, and that boosts your speed a little bit.
Okay.
I think there's some shoes that you can wear that also might boost your speed, but I haven't found any yet. So I'm hoping the deeper I go inside the mine, the more gear I can find for decking out my character. Help me boost my run speed a little bit. Because that's the one downside, is the day goes by real quick when you're tending to your farm. And on the other side of town is the blacksmith. And I'm like, okay, I'm all done tending to my farm. Oh, okay, I want to go upgrade my axe. Oh, wait, the blacksmith's about to close in like 10 in-game minutes, which is like 20 seconds or so. So, oops, I guess I'm not getting over there yet today. So it's about time management as well. But it's not too harsh. It gives you enough ways to get into it. Farming is definitely one of the ways that gets you a lot of cash. Tending to your farm animals will also give you a decent amount of cash as well. That's pretty much it. Tip. Save one of everything. So don't sell everything. Mm-hmm. Save at least one copy of everything. Even if it's not a building material. Because sometimes people will ask for those items. And sometimes those requests are worth a decent amount of money. So, tip. Alright, so that's all the stuff that we've been playing. How about we talk about some PAX?
Sure.
Alright. Yeah, so we went to PAX on our little hiatus in between. And yeah, we had some fun.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up here. Yeah, so I mean, Friday, it was weird for me because the panels I went to were all spread out. So I had random points of time where I had, like I would go to the floor at random points in time. Saturday was the busiest panel day. Sunday, I did nothing but a sealed Magic event where got to play RTR block sealed, which those packs are out of print. I actually got 2 Shocklands out of it, so paid for the sealed event with the 2 Shocklands.
Yeah.
And then I also played Mass Effect multiplayer there and met a person that I got to add to my friends list. So that was cool. So I didn't think I was going to get to play the Mass Effect multiplayer because your choices for that were, well, go line up downstairs in the Xbox booth and wait 4 hours, or go to BioWare's little setup on the second floor and try to sign up for a time. And I was able to sign up for a 5:00 appointment, and I dropped out of the Magic tournament because I was like 1 and 2 or whatever, and went and played Mass Effect. I actually played 5 games there, and all but 1 are out. So let's see here. It was Mass Effect multiplayer.
Yeah.
Sunday morning before the Magic tournament, I played No More Heroes. And then on Friday, I played Windjammers, MLB 17, the show's retro mode, and Cosmic Star Heroine.
Okay. And when you say No More Heroes, you mean...
the Has-Been Heroes, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Has-Been Heroes.
Because I think they were making like a collection?
No, I was talking about Has-Been Heroes, sorry.
Okay, maybe there was rumors about a collection of those games.
Yeah, I've heard, I saw that a while back. I meant Has-Been Heroes. I'm a little tired, so sorry.
Okay. That's all right. Trust me, you're not the only one who's tired today.
And then panel-wise, we both went to Major Nelson.
Yeah.
And then I went to League of Heels, the PAX Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday night, I went to Kind of Funny.
Okay.
Then was my only panel. Oh no, Friday also did. See, I don't have the schedule with me. I didn't take. No, I know I took. Okay, I might not have all the. Or was Telltale? Okay, these pictures are out of order on my phone. I'm sorry. Okay, these pictures are all out of order on my phone. I don't know why. Okay, so Friday was also, I caught half of the opening speech by Jake Solomon, the head XCOM guy.
Okay.
Didn't get his autograph on my XCOMs. I also went to the Mass Effect panel that same day. I believe it was, the 10th.
Yeah, I think that was Friday because I went up there and then looked around and I'm like, huh, okay, yeah, no, this line is capped, so I guess I'm not getting into that.
Yeah, so I went to that, and they showed off Liam, half to 2/3 of Liam's loyalty mission there. And they talked about the game and stuff.
Okay.
Let's see here. I went to Telltale's panel. And basically, for all of you that are like, well, I wish they would just wait to release the disc until all the episodes are out. Basically, that will never happen because of GameStop. they didn't say it exactly like that, but they basically said with the way that things work with physical retail that, this trend of them releasing a season pass disc a month or so after the first episode launches digitally, that's just how they're going to do their games.
Well, it's probably cheaper for them too.
Well, no, it's so that, people don't buy the game and immediately trade it into GameStop.
Right. It's probably cheaper for them to do that.
Yeah. They're and then I also went to Kinda Funny on Friday. Saturday was wrestling. Saturday was PAX wrestling into Giant Bomb.
Yeah.
Because left immediately from PAX wrestling and went and got in line at Giant Bomb. A little over 3 hours early. And I got us, because I left way earlier. I forget what you were doing. And I got us, we were on the far left side of the room, but we were front row. We were the last of the front row seats for Giant Bomb panel, but we were in the front row. We were on the far left of it.
Yeah, that's definitely the closest I've been.
Let's see here.
You're not going to talk about what happened at that panel?
Oh, well.
I mean.
Yeah, so, sorry, my phone, all these pictures are all out of order when I add them. So, yeah, so somebody asked a question. Somehow the Jeff Gerstmann, the big thing then was the Switch carts tasting bad. Yeah. And everybody's like, well, for Dan Reichert said something for science, we should test, other carts or whatever. So me and another person got up to the stage and I had a 3DS cart and he had a 3DS and DS carts, and Dan Reichert put them all in his mouth one at a time and tasted them.
I can't believe you gave him a 3DS cart of Monster Hunter.
It was my Dragon Quest.
Dragon Age.
Dragon Quest 8.
Quest.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 8, yes. Well, it was just the quickest one, and I wish that I didn't have so much stuff in my bag because I couldn't get to my Vita carts. So afterwards, I was like, do you want to try a Vita cart? And Alex Navarro's like, no, the Vita doesn't exist. So this is all on the Twitch/YouTube archive of this. You can see this.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to watch it happen.
I asked Jeff.
I was like, I was completely in disbelief as you got up and ran over there with that cartridge. I'm like, are you kidding me? But it happened.
Yep. It still works.
That's good.
Yep. Still works. No damage.
You also enjoying that Mass Effect towel and...
Oh, yes, I am.
What was the other? There was something else.
It was a little tiny Nomad.
Okay, yeah.
It was a little die-cast Nomad.
Yeah, those were from the Major Nelson pack.
Yeah, anyone who asked a Mass Effect question, because the head Mass Effect guy was Michael Gamble was there as went. Was Major Nelson Saturday too? Now that I think about it, yes,
it was.
Yes, because it went Saturday.
I'm pretty sure I still had the towel in my bag.
Yeah, for Giant Bomb. Yeah, because it went Major Nelson into PAX Wrestling into Giant Bomb, and that was my day because PAX Wrestling was in in the smallest theater that did streaming. There's the main theater, Albatross, and I forget the third one that streams, but that's the smallest one. And PAX Wrestling filled up. They had to turn. I watched a ton of people get turned away. And
it's fun to watch.
And then a bunch of those people were there at three and a half hours early for Giant Bomb. Like, yeah, we're not missing this. Like we missed PAX Wrestling. I was like, yep. I mean, I literally went straight. I don't even know if I ate in between.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Because when we were on our way back to the hotel, remember that was the TGI Friday day? You
mean, Cheesecake Factory? No, that was Sunday. That was
Saturday was TGI Friday.
When we were waiting.
Lovely location.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yep.
That was probably the worst TGI Fridays I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was not good. Not good. They were not prepared for
people to walk in, order to go.
Considering they're right next to a hotel, you would think that.
Yeah, you'd think, okay, we can do this pretty quick. No, we had to wait basically the same amount of time it would take for a sit-down meal.
Right.
And then they got your drink order wrong, so you had to send that back.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah.
I did get and I also, autograph-wise, I did get Mike Laidlaw to autograph my steelbook for Mass Effect, Dragon Age. So I have, and I don't know if I talked about it I talked about it on the last episode. So now I have the Dragon Age Collector's Edition complete with the steelbook autographed.
Cool. So yeah, we had a bunch of fun on Saturday.
Yeah.
Then Sunday came along, and basically the only panel that I went to solo was the Gearbox panel.
Yep.
And that was the panel where they were giving away goodies just for being there.
Yeah.
And so I picked up a copy of Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition for free.
Yep.
So eventually I'll be able to talk about that one.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a PC copy of Battleborn, which I'm still debating what I want to do with. Because I'm not sure that it'll run on my PC.
Right.
Just because I don't exactly have a great graphics card.
And the Xbox One and PS4 versions are literally like $3 at Target.
Also that.
And I don't know, do you have...
Also, like, nobody's playing them now.
Right. Do you have Five Below in Jersey?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, essentially Five Below is a chain it's a dollar store, except everything's $5 or less. So...
Well, we definitely have Dollar Trees.
Yeah, we have those here, but this is a little bigger chain, I guess. we have them here. It's called Five Below. It's a national chain as well, but I guess they just don't have them over there. But anyway, in terms of video games, they will get like massive amounts of, like a couple years ago, they got each store was just sitting on tens of hundreds of copies of Metal Gear Rising. And MLB
Really?
The Show 10. Yes.
Jeez.
And then that became Assassin's Creed Unity. And now it's Battleborn. Like they are just sitting, like you can just walk in there and like Battleborn stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have sometimes like some hardback collector's edition guides as well.
All right.
Like I rebought the GTA 5 guide for $5. I bought the Last of Us guide for $5.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, I mean, there are cheap options for that on Xbox One.
Yeah. So that was probably the coldest it's been in Boston since I started going to PAX East.
Yeah, I mean, we missed, a couple years ago when they had the 80 or 100 whatever inches of snow in the winter. We missed that because that was either the year we didn't go or that was a year where it was in April.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, because this was early March and it snowed Friday and was super cold Saturday.
Like bone-chilling cold.
Yeah. And not quite as bad, but still really cold Sunday.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday a blizzard hit and a foot of snow hit.
Yeah.
And
basically the entire East Coast.
And I was lucky, my train still left. There were people with flights that had flights canceled.
Yeah.
Even on Monday.
Yeah.
So.
It was rough.
Yeah. So PAX
it was still fun.
PAX came out and said that they will try to never ever have PAX East that early again. Because I think they've already said it's April next year.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, sorry guys, we'll never do that again because the logistics of we really don't want people sitting out here freezing to death,
while trying to get through security.
Yeah,
it's like again, well, let's just move them into the hotel and use the sky bridge, and also just move them in through other entrances as well.
Yeah.
That was just ridiculous. That was ridiculous on Friday. That was just so bad. God, those lines were ridiculous. It was probably the most wall-to-wall people at a PAX in a very, very long time.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was, they got rid of 3-day passes. They were able to let more people in, and
therein lies the problem.
The main floor was just, except for very early in the day, the show floor was just unnavigable.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to do some shopping for friends. I mean, I got in those sweet, those sweet hours between 10 and let's say 11:30. You could get around okay. Although, at least on Saturday and Sunday, that's how it was. Now Friday,
it was
bad.
Infinitely better on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes,
but it was so bad on Friday.
Yeah.
It was literally shuffle 1 inch forward, stop because the entire row has stopped.
Yeah.
And you can't go left or right because there are still people shuffling along on your left and right.
Yeah.
They let in at least 500 to 1,000 more people than they should have.
Mm-hmm.
So they really need to cut back on that. But other than that, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday, we wound up meeting up with Ginyu.
Yep.
And then he stayed at the hotel for that night. And while he was at the hotel, we played a card game.
Yep.
That I had never even heard that it was a card game.
I knew it was because I, shop at Target quite often.
I do too, but apparently I don't go into some of the aisles. Or do they have those at the checkout?
No, they're in toys.
Yeah, I usually don't go to the toy section.
Well,
if I'm going anywhere, I'm going to the clothes section or I'm going to the electronics section, and that's it.
Okay, to be fair, when it first came out, it was at the registers. And most of the Targets I go to here in St. Louis, you pass the toy section to get to electronics.
Okay. Well, either way.
Because this is exclusive to Target for some reason.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah.
But, I found out that the game Oregon Trail was created into a card game. So we wound up playing that.
Yep.
We played that, 3 times? 2 times?
Yeah. Now we played it the first time while we were waiting for Scott to get done with his PAX
Pokemon League meetup.
Yeah.
And that's the thing they do every year after PAX is over, they meet up at the hotel next door.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had enough time to play at least one round of Oregon Trail. It's an interesting card game, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I think it's back up to $15 now. It was 10 for a long time on sale.
I mean, I'd still say it's worth maybe 15. It seems like it'd be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely fun. It basically takes the major elements of Oregon Trail and throws them into card version.
Mm-hmm. A couple of the rules are a little unclear. I see why it got some bad reviews for that.
But you can figure them out.
Yeah.
It just takes a little bit of time to truly suss out what they're talking about on occasion.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a throwback, a card game with a throwback to something you may remember from your childhood, it's not bad.
Yeah. Quite fun.
Speaking of which, I still have whatever the new version of Versus system is. I still have that box sealed. Haven't even opened it yet.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it was $20. So
fair enough, yeah.
And even if keyboard, come over here. Even if I put in Versus, if I look on Amazon right now, which Versus System 2 PCG. So okay, so Amazon's selling it for $27. So that was cheaper than even Amazon. Where I really screwed up was not getting the expansions.
Yeah.
Because that place was clearing out the Well, I was waiting to see if I won, because they were prizes you could get from the Magic tournament. And by the time I dropped out of the Magic tournament, they were sold out of the expansions.
Right.
And the expansions they were clearing out for $10 each, and on Amazon they go for 20 to 25 shipped.
Yeah, well, I mean, depends on what set it was and stuff.
Ooh.
What?
Somebody is selling a box of Infinite Crisis for $25.
It's pretty good.
Damn it!
I do like that set. That's tempting.
That is
it's one of my favorite sets.
That's the best. I will argue it's either that or Marvel Universe. That's the two best draft sets in Versus.
Well, it's one of my favorite sets because it introduced me to the DC crew Checkmate.
Well, yeah, I'd never heard of Checkmate either. And of course,
and because of that, we spawned the show.
Right. But I want a box to draft. It's something where I'm just not going to be able to, have it's not like I want every set to draft because, Marvel Origins, DC Origins, Spider-Man, drafting kind of sucked for quite a while.
Yeah, but they did hit a rhythm.
I mean, X-Men was pretty decent. That was the first. Okay, no, hold on. I mean, Marvel Origins, DC Origins, Spider-Man, Superman, Marvel Knights, Green Lantern. Avengers was okay, I guess, as a draft set. Really, Justice League and X-Men were the first two draft sets, and even X-Men was okay. Just the best three draft sets are Justice League, Infinite Crisis, and Marvel Universe. DC Legends would be up there, but the thing is that they had such a short print run. I got to draft it release weekend, and that was it. And then it was just gone.
Yeah.
But getting a box of Infinite Crisis for $25 and just like sleeving it up and making it like an 8-person draft cube. That's pretty tempting.
Mm. Plus, there were some good rares in that one.
Oh yeah, I don't care. I'm getting ready to sell all my extra rares that aren't like in decks. Like I am ready to unload some rare. I need to message the Versus System group on Facebook and be like, hey, here's all these rares, EAs, and foils. If nobody puts in an offer for this stuff, it's all going to Cool Stuff Inc. at GP Vegas. Because they still buy Versus.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, I am looking to unload.
Alright. Trying to think if there was anything else. Yeah, I really didn't play any games on the show floor because it was so crowded the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like, I went to Sony's booth because it was the one booth on Friday that you could actually get in and play some games without a huge long wait.
Yeah.
And then same thing with Has Been Heroes on Sunday. And then Mass Effect, instead of going with you to Gearbox, I went to, line up at BioWare to try to get an appointment for the multiplayer, and I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Still fun, even though it was crowded.
Yep.
My only regret was not being able to find a good hat to replace my current one. Because every single hat that I saw was a snapback rather than an actual buckle.
Well, snapbacks have buckles. Some of them do. My MLB The Show is an official snapback, and it has the adjustable, buckles in the back.
Okay, I've never seen that.
Yeah. I'll send you a picture of it.
All right. That's definitely something I would want to see because, yeah, I have never seen that before.
Yep.
All right, well, I think that'll do it for the show then, because show's been this episode's going to be a little bit long.
Yeah. But we'll try to get one out much earlier.
Oh no, we definitely will.
Yeah. Because somebody's going to be playing Magic for a week in Vegas next month. So we're kind of on the clock already.
Well, yeah, we'll have at least 1 to 2 episodes before then.
And I will have new games to talk about.
And so will I.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I know I will.
If I can finish Destiny. Because I still need to do some raiding.
And I will have some games that I have finished.
I just need to do some raiding, and then once I'm done with the raiding, I can literally start doing something else each week.
Okay.
It's just the new raid, the updated raids cycle each week. So 1 week it's Crota, 1 week it's Vault of Glass, next week it's Oryx, next week it's Wrath of the Machine. So I have to do it at least once a week. That way I can get some of those exotic primaries now. Alright, so that's it for the episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the show through iTunes or Zune. Wow, Zune. Jeez. Where my mind decided to go back to that for. But,
yeah, because I'm the one that still has this broken one.
Yeah, and I never owned one, nor did I ever use it. And I never actually went to the Zune marketplace, so I don't know why I even said that. But you can also subscribe on the Groove Music Marketplace. You can also follow us on Facebook. Just search for Checkmate Arcade. That's 2 words. And you can also follow us on Twitter at Checkmate Arcade, no spaces. Or you can follow us individually at Dark Boss Man for me, which is no spaces.
At MSU Hitman for me.
Also no spaces.
Yeah.
Or underscores or any other weird characters, because sometimes you put other characters in people's names.
Mhm.
All right, so that's gonna do it for the show. Where I have been... I don't remember what my opening was anymore. Again. It's been a day and since we last recorded. So, it's... Forgot. Oh, dark. I'm flubbing it. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. God, what is going on with me? Jesus. My name's Stephen Voss, the Dark Boss Man.
And I guess I better get this patch for Mass Effect and get my horrible, horrible tank top outfit for Fem Rider. I'm MSU Hitman Jason Billingsley. I better pull a nice ultra rare BioWare with this free pack I'm getting.
Free pack of multiplayer stuff?
Yes. That's the other part of the free stuff the deluxe people get with this new patch that came out as we're finishing recording. Is a pack that has an increased chance at ultra rares. Ultra rare characters.
Then yes, I hope you do get something.
Yes.
Alright, so that's it for the show. And maybe we'll see you on a live PSN, or maybe even on the net.
Peace out, everybody.